Thank you.
My communications, to be clear, in a signal message group were entirely permissible and lawful and did not include classified information.
Well, we will make that determination, because if it's not classified, share the text with the committee.
This is what happens in crisis communications when you evade the truth and when you don't answer affirmatively, and particularly in a situation where everyone knows what the answers are. For those who haven't heard, our top security folks in the United States government, in the Trump administration, were sharing war plans on a signal chain. This includes the Secretary of Defense and the CIA director and the Vice President of the United States. Unfortunately for them, there was a inconveniently timed Intelligence Committee meeting on the U.S. Senate side this morning, and they got roasted. Oh, I forgot to mention, on that signal chain with them was the reporter Jeffrey Goldberg of The Atlantic. He is a political reporter, and somehow inadvertently he ended up on the signal chain.
Who was invited to be on?
And so was national political reporter Jeffrey Goldberg, correct?
I don't know that.
Yes, you do.
I don't know Jeffrey Goldberg, and I've already testified. I don't know whether or how he was added.
Okay, well, he was a member of the signal chain, and the discussion included the vice president's private opinion on the wisdom of proposed U.S. strikes in Yemen, correct?
I don't recall.
Vance, quote, "I think we are making a mistake. I am not sure the president is aware of how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now. There is a strong argument for delaying this a month." You don't recall?
I don't. As you
don't recall seeing that?
Read that? I don't.
It included the private opinions of the Secretary of Defense on the timing of strikes in Yemen, correct?
I don't recall.
Director Radcliffe, surely you prepared for this hearing today. You were part of a group of principals, senior echelons of the U.S. government, in now a widely publicized breach of sensitive information. You don't recall whether the vice president opined on the wisdom of the strikes? That's your testimony today under oath?
In that setting, I don't recall.
So Senator Ossoff found that the director of the CIA suddenly has a faulty memory today on these questions. And then we had another moment in crisis comms with the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. This was last night in Hawaii.
Share how your information about war plans against the Houthis in Yemen was shared with a journalist in The Atlantic, and were those details classified?
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does. I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign because of the skill and courage of our troops.
So, of course, Secretary Hegseth never really addresses the question of how a journalist from The Atlantic got on a signal chain as our high government officials with regard to security discuss war planning. This is the same Secretary of Defense who's leading this effort to take down folks like Jackie Robinson, who, of course, served in our military, from websites. I mean, that seems to be the real point of focus over at DOJ right now under Pete Hegseth. We'll see what happens next. Obviously, the crisis comms energy today for the administration did not go very well. This is what happens when you don't plan and have a plan. And they better have a plan, because the questions don't stop anytime soon. Can't stop, won't stop. This is Lauren Burke. I'll be back very soon. I'm on my way to Capitol Hill. Bye.